Holla ballers, what's going? It's Preacher. And if you click the video, I hope it's because you have an interest in what I'm about to say. It is about Patreon and why Patreon is now going to exist. My content will always be free. My content, I hope, is pretty good for you because I honestly don't see anywhere else on the internet that has such a diverse mix and talks about the things that we talk about on my channel. I don't find anywhere on the internet that does that. And in fact, it's a detriment right now. And you can see that when my content appears on various websites and it's put in front of the eyeballs of people who aren't prepared or are ready to listen to some of the topics we discuss, then it falls apart. People get upset and angry. But I'm glad to see that most of the time, you guys actually just go, yeah, I know what you're talking about there because I'm aware of these things. And we have created that community amongst ourselves. Over the last couple of years, we've done a tremendous job of that. Now, the situation is simple. You probably noticed over the last year or so, or the last 12 months, I've made less legacy videos than I was doing. Why the fuck is that, Preacher? We love the legacy videos. I know you do. And guess what? It's my favorite kind of video to make. It absolutely is. And I just can't, I'm not going to lie to you guys because, you know why? It's the easiest thing to get caught out with on the internet because you can't remember lies. You never will. And every time we see this stuff posted around and all kinds of things that I supposedly say, I know they're not true because I never lie. And therefore, it's easy for me to see when that's not something I believe. And the reason we have made less legacy videos is because simple fact that being able to, I have to get advertisement in front of you guys in order to make money. That's how this system works. So you get completely free content. The trade-off is that we put advertisements in front of our videos. And the situation is simple. In the last 12 months, that's gone up to 75% of people are not receiving ads, either geographically or because they block ads. And I don't blame you guys. Ads are really annoying. I want to click a video and watch it. I don't want to watch an ad beforehand because this is the new media. This is the way we want to consume. I want it when I want it. I don't want to watch ads before it. And I get it. I fucking get it, guys. I fucking get it. I have ad block. I whitelist sites that I like when I realize that they're good content. I whitelist them. But simple fact remains that last month we have a huge audience that watched 30 million minutes of my content. And unfortunately, less than 22% of that last month actually earned any revenue, which is a shame. So what Patreon is, where does Patreon come in? It prevents us getting to a horrible cycle. Ads only care about fucking eyeballs watching them. That's all they care about. And if I want to keep up with this trend, the simple solution is to put more ads in front of you. I just absolutely do not want to do that under any circumstances. That is ridiculous. Or the only way I can do that is by making more content that is less good because I have to rush it out in order to generate the appropriate amount of revenue needed in order to grow and sustain the channel appropriately. It's as simple as that. And do I want to do that? And do you want me to do that? Do you want me to put out shitter content on a more regular basis? No. Of course not. That would be terrible. What you want is things like more legacies. You want me to spend more time on things. You want me to be able to sit down and research things more thoroughly instead of spending an afternoon, maybe, at best with a class and getting a couple of LFRs in and trying to string together appropriate answers and missing out on certain things, which has happened more regularly this year, simply for the fact that I needed to get the content out there in order to make sure that things worked as they were supposed to do. And it's just not a cycle I want to be in, and I hope you don't want me to be in there either. I want to be rewarded for doing good videos. I want to be able to sit down for a week and make something tremendous for you guys. I want to be able to spend a couple of days researching things and not thinking I have to get one video out today, I have to get 2 videos out today. If I don't put out 4 or 5 videos this week, then things are going to take a lull and I'm going to have to climb it back and all that kind of stuff. It's a terrible situation to be in. And I certainly don't want to create a battleground where I'm asking literally 23 to 25% of the audience to compensate for everybody else and by putting more ads in front of those guys. Obviously, those who aren't receiving ads will never see the difference. They'll just get more videos. But for those of you who do allow ads, I'm basically going to be abusing you. And I don't think you want that either. So Patreon is a choice. Patreon is an absolute choice in order to solve this issue, where we can have a little bit of flexibility in the videos we create. We can be rewarded for spending some time making stuff that is going to leave a memory. When you saw Legacy of the Burning Crusade appear in your sub box, people were just overjoyed, and I want you to have that feeling more often. I want to be able to do that more often. I absolutely want to be able to do that more often. So Patreon is there as a choice to fulfill that. I want you to have that feeling more often. It's really as simple as that. So I've set up a couple of rewards on there so you can have your name in drama time and you can vote on the next legacy and you can have early access to legacy. What ultimately the goal is I'd like to remove advertisements from the videos. Now that sounds stupid, but honestly, YouTube Red is coming. YouTube Red, as we had confirmed yesterday, is giving everybody at least 1 free month just to try it out. It's not really, doesn't appear to have many safeguards against multiple accounts or whatever, and they're not going to compensate us for that in any way. They're actually just going to take it away. They're just going to give everybody a free month and content creators be damned. Simple as that. You're not going to get anything. We're just going to not play ads for those guys, and we're not going to compensate you in any way. And it's a very dangerous situation where YouTube's trying to figure out how to cope with the immense amount of people who are simply just stopping ads being played. It's as simple as that. What they don't want to do is start putting them into the videos. And I don't think you want that either. You don't want that either. So we're setting up systems and we're all doing it for the same simple fact. This is how this system is right now. And in order to create the best content that I can create for you, this is the best solution right now. Is those of you who are able, can support us in a way, and I will reward you for that as best I can by just simply being able to create better content for you more regularly and being able to sit back and relax a little bit. I would much rather, and I'm sure many of you would rather, see a legacy on a weekly basis, yeah, rather than see a video that maybe doesn't really concern you too much and has been put together rather quickly. And I think that's a better system. We can make this better. But we're going to have to work through it because this is new media. It's still a learning curve and we're all getting there. Thank you so much for listening. Link is down below. I thank you for your consideration. All right, guys. Bye-bye.